This week, from border to border.
It all began 4 years ago when columnist Donald Kaul challenged columnist John Karras to a bike ride across Iowa. Well, they got the blessings of their editor, and then they opened the whole thing up to all adventurous biking enthusiasts throughout the state. And there were about 500 bikers on that first trip. It is now an Iowa annual tradition. It's called the Register's annual Great Bike Ride Across Iowa, RAGBRAI 4. And it brings together young and old in kind of a gigantic biking family. But if you think it's for the bikers alone, you're wrong, because it is for the townspeople as well. There's cookies and lemonade and rest stops and good old Iowa community hospitality, and that makes this an experience you can really never forget. I'm Mary Jane Odell, and I'm in Grinnell just for the night, because frankly, folks, I couldn't hack the whole trip. But join us tonight as Assignment Iowa covers RAGBRAI 4 from Sydney, where it all began, to Muscatine, where it ended 7 days later.
I'm in it for the money. I have percentage of the T-shirts. No. You know, we started this thing 4 years ago, and I didn't know it was going to be a life sentence.
It was an accident.
You know?
It was an accident.
Wow.
We didn't really start this.
No,
this
we
happened.
discovered it. We
Yeah,
discovered it. It was out there waiting to happen, and we're archaeologists of the future.
It was an accident.
You just scraped away some sand and
fell into the thing. Well, we were biking together long before the first Cross Iowa ride. In fact, that's one of the ways it started. We had this daydream to bike across Iowa, and we were going to bike across Iowa and invited a few close friends. Here we are with a few close friends biking across Iowa.
3,000 of our very dearest friends.
That's right.
What's that group over there?
The Melbourne Garden Club. They had iced tea and cookies, I think.
John is covering the bicycle trip from the back of a bicycle, which is not the way you cover a bicycle trip, ideally. You know, you have to be very strong for one thing, because you have to go like hell between the spots you have to stop. You have to stop every place. So those are problems, but you know, we get paid to deal with those problems. I'm writing my regular ration of columns during the week, so you call in, and next morning it's in the paper. Magic.
I'm having more fun this year than I've ever had before.
That's a mistake.
Huh?
Never admit to your employers that you're having fun for what they're paying you to do.
That's true, that's true. But this
really,
year I think that we...
I mean, there goes your $5 raise this December.
This year I have the feeling that for the first time, really, that we're doing the thing right.
Yeah.
That always before, in previous years, there was this tremendous apprehension.
Yeah.
Tremendous apprehension. And it kind of tapered off last year. The second year it was awful. The second year you could touch it and feel it and pick it up, the apprehension. And this year that's not around. I don't feel that at all. I'm relaxed about the ride. I'm relaxed about the organization. I think we've done the right things in getting the communities notified and you know, tell them what they've got coming ahead of them.
Well, they just came in the chamber office and said they were coming through. We says, okay, where do you want to put them? So they just went around town and looked at their parks, and they suggested Kelso and Chautauqua Park down here. We went along with them because we figured that they know what they're doing, because we never done this before.
There's no good way to explain the success of it, the way it's gone. It's inexplicable. There's no way. It beats all odds, all reason. There are 5 reasons it won't work. For everyone it will. It just happens to. The chemistry is exactly right. And I'm more in awe of it than, and each year I think, well, it's going to self-destruct. And I've stopped thinking that.
No, it's not going
to. No, it'll maybe wear itself down eventually, but that's not in the foreseeable future. I used to think, well, we're going to get someone killed someday, and that'll do it. Well, that won't. And we will get someone killed someday, unfortunately.
If they die on the route, they should die having fun. If somebody has a heart attack here, it's better than shoveling snow.
I think the Register's under the impression this is a promotion stunt, but really it's more a party John and I throw.
We could have probably 20,000 people on this ride if we determined that we wanted 20,000 people on this ride. And we could do it overnight. All we'd have to do is publicize the thing outside the state, which is easy to do. People have been after me for 3 years to write pieces for bicycling magazines, and I don't do it because we have plenty of people here. You've got 3,000 people on this ride, and about 99% of them are Iowans. And the reason you don't have more Iowans on the ride is that we cut the baggage off. And the first story appeared, I think it was January 4th this year. We said, you know, if you want baggage tickets, we'll give them to the first 2,500 people who write in. And 2.5 weeks later, the baggage tickets were gone. It's an adventure. It's an adventure for people who lack adventure in their lives. They're getting out here and they're doing something. You know, they're really doing something. A guy comes out here, he's 50 years old or 60 years old, or he's a kid. Remember when you were 16? My God, when I was 16, I'd have sold my mother to go on a trip like this, easily.
Oh, yeah, all kinds of flakes.
Everybody's flaky. We're all flaky.
You think somebody gets on a bike in the Missouri River and bikes to the Mississippi and they're not flaky? My God. Yeah, particularly 90% of them are in shape when they start out.
Oh, that's the most incredible. I can't say that's the most incredible. That's one of the incredible things about the ride. I would guess that 60–80% of these people have never ridden more than 20 miles at one time. And they think somehow by magic their legs are going to get strong and they're going to ride 430 without hurting. It's just very strange.
They hurt, but they make it.
You have to remember that out of adversity comes strength and character.
And when they complain to me, I tell them, no one invited you. If you don't like it, go away. You can't plan a bicycle ride and say, boy, if the sun shines and it doesn't rain and there's no wind, I'm going to have a good time.
And if it's
you say, man, I'm going to have a good time no matter what happens, and that's what this is about. I enjoy having done it more than I enjoyed doing it, as a matter of fact.
Well,
when it's over, I say, oh, that was a good thing. I'm glad I did it.
You haven't had a chance to get in shape this year, that's all.
Yeah.